Want to know a secret? A secret to unlock the vast potential of your mind. Imagine having the key to access the hidden chambers of your memory, where every piece of information is stored, waiting to be discovered. Most people think memory is a fixed trait, something you're either born with or not. Some folks, they're just born with good memories, right? They believe it's a gift bestowed upon a lucky few. Wrong. The truth is, everyone has the capacity to remember more, to learn faster, to truly master any information they set their minds to. It's a skill that can be developed with the right techniques. It's not magic, but it might as well be. The results can be so astonishing, they seem almost supernatural. It's about understanding the mechanics of how our brains work, how they store and retrieve information. By learning these mechanisms, you can unlock your brain's full potential. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you 5 powerful techniques that will transform the way you learn and remember forever. These methods are simple, yet incredibly effective, and anyone can use them to enhance their cognitive abilities. Our brains are funny things. They have a peculiar way of processing and storing information. They seem to forget information fastest right after we learn it, almost as if it's slipping through our fingers. This rapid forgetting can be frustrating, especially when we're trying to master new skills or knowledge. But we can outsmart this forgetfulness with a clever technique. The first secret lies in something called spaced repetition, a method designed to combat our brain's natural tendency to forget. Imagine you're trying to remember a new phone number. Instead of cramming it all at once, space out your repetitions. Instead of repeating it over and over again, try this. Read it once, then take a break. Read it once, then take a break. Engage in a different activity to give your brain a rest. Come back to it after, say, 15 minutes and try to recall it without looking. This process helps reinforce the memory. Do this again after an hour, then again tomorrow. Each interval helps solidify the information in your mind. You see, each time you forget and then force yourself to recall, you strengthen the memory's foothold in your brain, making it easier to remember in the future. Now here's a mistake most people make: passive reading. You highlight, you underline, you tell yourself you're committing it to memory, but are you really? The real secret to encoding information deeply is active recall. Imagine you're back in school facing a test. Instead of just rereading the textbook, try this. Close the book and write down everything you remember. It doesn't have to be perfect, just get it out. Then check your answers. This act of retrieving information, of struggling to recall, is what cements it in your mind. Unlocking your mind palace, the power of association. Now, let's talk about something truly fascinating: the memory palace. This ancient technique is a powerful tool for enhancing memory and cognitive abilities. This technique has been used by memory champions for centuries. From ancient scholars to modern-day competitors, it has stood the test of time. It's based on the idea that our brains are hardwired to remember locations. By associating information with specific places, we can recall it more easily. Think of a place you know well, like your childhood home. This familiar setting will serve as the foundation for your memory palace. Now, imagine you need to remember a grocery list: milk, eggs, bread. Instead of just memorizing the list, visualize it within your memory palace. Mentally place those items along a familiar route in your house. This method leverages the power of spatial memory. Picture a giant carton of milk blocking the front door, making it impossible to miss. A dozen eggs scattered on the staircase, creating a vivid and memorable scene. A loaf of bread resting on your pillow. These unusual images make the information stick. The more vivid and absurd the image, the better. This technique transforms mundane information into unforgettable memories. Divide and conquer, the art of chunking. Sometimes the sheer volume of information can feel overwhelming. That's where chunking comes in. Our brains struggle to remember long strings of random data, but we excel at remembering meaningful groups. Think about phone numbers. We don't memorize them as 10 separate digits, but as 3 distinct chunks. The same principle can be applied to anything. Long speeches, historical dates, even complex scientific formulas. Break down the information into smaller, digestible chunks, and suddenly the impossible becomes achievable. Painting pictures in your mind. The power of visualization. Finally, never underestimate the power of visualization. Our brains are wired to remember images far more easily than words or numbers. So when you're trying to learn something new, try to create a mental picture of it. Let's say you're trying to remember the definition of a scientific term. Don't just memorize the words, visualize it, see the process unfolding in your mind's eye. The more senses you can involve, sight, sound, even smell, the stronger the memory will be. The key to unlocking your potential. The human mind is a remarkable instrument, capable of far more than we often give it credit for. These 5 techniques are not just tricks, they are keys. Keys to unlocking the vast potential that lies dormant within each of us. Remember, memory is not a fixed trait, it's a skill. And like any skill, it can be honed, it can be sharpened, it can be mastered. So go forth, embrace these techniques, and unlock the extraordinary power of your own mind.